You ever tried the hardware acceleration setting on your video editing software, only to encounter some kind of error as a result? That might be because the setting you are using isn't compatible with what the hardware is capable of. You see, hardware acceleration is a process of encoding, such as a NVIDIA GeForce 3080 graphics card, is used to encode a video as opposed to software rendering. Though despite its name, software rendering actually uses the CPU of your computer to render a video instead of a GPU. Yes, the CPU is just as much as hardware as the GPU, but in the case of the CPU, it isn't designed to be optimized with any format or profile. That might sound bad, but compared to hardware acceleration, it has better range. For you see, hardware acceleration is designed to render video files and codecs at a much faster rate when compared to CPU software rendering. However, there is one glaring downside that isn't made obvious when the casual user utilizes this feature. That downside being that it will only work with certain video codecs on certain profiles. For example, if I tried to export a video in HEVC, otherwise known as the H.265 codec, on the high profile in Adobe Premiere, all I will get is an out-of-memory error. Ah, technology, don't you just love it when it gives you vague answers? But jokes aside, the reason why I couldn't export my video in that manner was because my graphics card couldn't render the video on the H.265 codec on the high profile. However, with all of the other settings the same, with just the profile being changed from high to main, the video can now render with no further issues. And just to be clear, the main profile can apply to the many other variants that you might find in some video editors / converters out there. Though some software such as Liquid Video Improve, which isn't being updated anymore, may not have a level or profile feature on it, but will still have issues when trying to render the H.265 video on hardware rendering mode. But the point here is that hardware acceleration isn't as omnipresent as software rendering is. So if you ever see an issue where a video has trouble exporting on hardware acceleration settings, keep in mind the codecs, the profiles, and maybe even the file format when rendering a video. Though that last one I'm not entirely sure about. And of course, keep an open mind when it comes to finding the solutions to a problem with hardware or software. Because I guarantee you with technology, it can be oh so wonderfully vague, with so many answers to one particular question for many. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time with something else. Bye!